Nintendo has announced, are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? Nintendo has announced the Switch 2's first set of alternate colored Joy-Cons. Oh my. When the Switch launched, we had the choice between the red and blue Joy-Cons or the gray Joy-Cons. With the Switch 2, it's really just been the one set. So now we have our very first new option. And if these Joy-Cons, I'm probably supposed to call them Joy-Con 2s. I'm not gonna do that. I'm never ever gonna do that. These are just the Switch 2's Joy-Cons in my eyes. If the Switch 2's Joy-Cons had been pretty much like the Switch 1 Joy-Cons and, you know, the color was represented all over the entire thing, like the case itself, this would not be super duper interesting news to me because, I mean, it's, you know, kind of inevitable. And of course, like Joy-Con colors, that was a really, really big thing with the Switch. And that was a really big, it was a big moneymaker for Nintendo. Just the fact that these Joy-Cons came in so many fun colors, and it was really fun to buy new ones. And the old ones might, like, drift. You need to buy a new set. And you know that you could send it off to Nintendo and they would fix it. Or you could, like, buy one of those sticks online and, like, figure out how to fix it. I never wanted to figure it out. It's easier to just go buy a new set. That's what Nintendo was kind of counting on. So that was a whole thing. Joy-Con colors were a whole thing. But it's interesting here because obviously there's just less color on these Joy-Cons. The case of the Joy-Cons matches the color of the system itself, and the color is only really represented in the little rim thingy for the sucky magnety thing that I love so very, very much, and of course the little like ring under the control sticks. So it's a lot less color overall, and I think that decision was, it was an interesting decision in the first place. I think it is cool. I think it looks really nice. I've talked about this plenty before. I really just like the look of it. I think it looks great. It's more elegant. It kind of, it makes the Switch 2 seem like a bit more of like a mature piece of hardware. Not that there's anything wrong with colorful fun, especially because like it's Nintendo. If anything, it was kind of surprising that they wanted to make it look a little more mature, a little more modern or whatever, because like, yeah, like color. It's all about color. People love color. And again, like they made a lot of money because of the different colored Joy-Cons because people like to collect them all. So it was kind of surprising that they went in this direction with the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. And that's not to say that they will never give us Joy-Con 2s, Switch 2 Joy-Cons of actual alternate colors. Like it like the case itself, it's definitely possible. I mean, like, it's absolutely possible, and I'm very, very curious to see if they ever do. All they have to do is, like, all they got to do is do it once, and then they've broken that ice. You know, they've opened the door. But at least right now, this is the first new set that we've had, and it's following the same thing, the same color scheme. The case matches the color of the system, and then you just get these little highlight colors. So yeah, we'll see what happens if that ever changes. But at least for now, they're sticking with this. And, you know, I think it is smart. They do seem to still be trying to maintain that kind of, you know, I don't have better words, modern, elegant, just a touch of color highlights. They're still trying to maintain that feel because these colors are very subtle. Very, very subtle. They went for very soft pastel colors. We have light purple and light green. You know, instead of just like, oh, like orange and just like a shocking purple, like neon colors or whatever. Like, you know, the Switch, so many neon colors. And again, we could see neon colors in the future, maybe even for the case. But at least at the moment, these are very, very subtle, very, very elegant colors. Light purple, light green. They do look very nice. I think they look rather handsome. I'm not going to buy them because they're $100 for a set. No, thank you. But I do think that they do look really nice, and I think they fit very well with the aesthetic that Nintendo has created with the Switch 2. And I mean, it is a risk in a sense. You know, maybe some people have been disappointed by the lack of color on the Joy-Cons, and they're just waiting for Nintendo to put out some more fun colors, a big old splash of color. They don't like that this thing is just like this black hunk, like, all tech these days. And my Steam Deck's already a big black hunk of plastic. No, I need some color. It's Nintendo. So it is kind of interesting that this is the first pair, and like, no, it's the same thing. It's very simple. It's very subdued. It's not very eye-catching. So those people waiting for more color, they're just gonna have to keep waiting. We don't know how often Nintendo is gonna be introducing these new Joy-Con colors. Is this maybe an indication that they're gonna stick with this whole vibe, this more simple color scheme? Or is this just happens to be the first set that they wanted to put out, and it doesn't really indicate anything for the future, and in a couple of months they'll put out like tie-dye ones or something. I don't know. That'd be awesome. I'd buy that. No, I wouldn't. But I would like it. We really don't know. And that's oh yeah, that's the video. We're done. See you later.